I'm Dan Bailey. I'm the operations manager at Online CARSTAR. And what I'm going to do today is explain to you our process. It's a process of DFR, which is disassemble for repair. Okay, what we have here is a 2015 Toyota Sienna van, and I'm going to walk you through the process of what happens when the vehicle comes into our store to be dropped off for repairs. First thing that happens is it goes to pre-wash. Every vehicle that comes into our store gets pre-washed, and then it goes to our DFR parking area, which DFR stands for disassemble for repair. Now, when it goes to the staging parking area, then the DFR team, which is right here in this stall here, that's our designated stall for DFR. So when it comes into this stall, then the estimator will map the vehicle. Now we're going to start out here, and I'm going to explain to you a little bit about mapping. And if you look at it here, it tells the RO number, what insurance company it is, do we have the photos on file, or do we still need photos? What date did the vehicle come in? What date is it due out? Who's the estimator? Where's the damage at on the vehicle? And it says right here on the rear. And is the customer in a rental car? In this case, yes, they're in an enterprise rental car. And this is a customer's lapsed name. Now, if there's any stripes or stone guards that needs to be done, such as sublet work or glass repair, glass replacement, airbag, pre-scans, post-scans, alignments, wheels needs to be replaced, that's all identified right here, so it's very visible to everybody that works on this vehicle. So they start off with doing the mapping grid, and then they'll go to the area of damage, which in this says it's in the rear. So let's go back here. The estimators map this vehicle. And when I say mapping, it really needs to tell the story. Everything that needs to be done to this vehicle, any technicians that's going to work on this vehicle or painters should be able to look at this vehicle, even without an estimate, without a repair order, and know exactly what to do to this vehicle. So the first item, we're going to start at the top here and work our way down. First item is under sublet to R&I the rear glass, and that's right here. The next item we're going to look at, okay, is this gate repairable, or does it need to be replaced? Well, you can see they've got an X on it right here. X means replace. And when you're going to replace the gate, you know, you need to R&I everything off of it. If there's some things that can't be R&I'd, then that means they need to be replaced. So again, that mapping is all in here. If you look at here, it says R&I the tail lights. So it says R&I the tail light right there. It says R&I the tail light right here for the right rear. And it says R&I the emblem, the Toyota emblem here in the center. It's got R&I the license molding right here. When you come down here, we know from experience this needs to be replaced, the XLE emblem. So it says replace. We're going to look at the rear bumper, and you can tell it's been hit in the rear, and it looks like it's repairable. So as the mapping says, it says repair rear bumper. And you can see where it says that here. And then if you look at the damage of the area here, you can actually see where a license plate actually hit, you know, the back of the bumper. We've identified where the damage is. From the wash report, it says it was hit in the rear. Now what I'm going to do to protect ourselves, our store, and our customer, I'm going to do a quick walk around the vehicle and see if there's any other damage to this vehicle that we might be able to upsell to the customer, or simply protect ourselves from getting blamed for damage in their vehicle, because this car just came out of the wash bay from being washed and dried off to this bay. So I'm looking at the left rear quarter panel, it looks good. I'm looking at the left rear door, it looks good. Left front door looks good. Now I'm going to look at the hood. Uh-oh, now here's some stuff that we're going to have to identify. Now this, and we will map it again, map this car. There's a little spot here on the left front fender. We're going to put prior damage, okay? And then we'll take a photo of that and have it in our files that when the car came in, this is what it looked like. So we'll continue on. I'm going to look at the front bumper, the grill, the headlights. They look good. Look at the windshield looks good. Right front fender. Right side's looking good so far. And Then we get back here close to where we're actually going to be repairing the vehicle on the right rear quarter panel, and here's scratches here. Here's a ding, a door ding there. And so again, we're going to label this as prior damage and take photos of it so that there's just no issues of when the customer comes to pick the vehicle up, we know that this has been identified. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the original estimate that was written on this vehicle. Now, what it says, and it should say the same as what when I went over with you during mapping. Now we're coming to the most important part of this. The reason we do a DFR, disassemble for repair, is so that we will now take this vehicle apart till we find the last single thing wrong with this vehicle, and then we will end up with a 100% perfect repair plan to bring this vehicle into the shop one time, repair it, paint it, reassemble it, and deliver it. Parts card's identified with the RO number, year, make, and model of the vehicle, insurance company, estimator. This is where all the parts go that there's nothing wrong with. This is where all the new parts go whenever they come in, and you can see we've got the new parts that we received except for the hatch lid. Hatch lid, it'll be hung on the back side of it, but the emblems are here. And then on the bottom shelf, all the damaged parts we looked at that need to be replaced are going to go on the bottom shelf. And the reason they go on the bottom shelf is so when the new parts come in, our parts manager, Casey, he can take all the new parts, unbox them, unwrap them, and compare them right on this parts card to make sure that they've been mirror matched and they're the correct part so that we know to assign this job the minute them parts get here. Well, as I said, we're going to get this DFR done. We got it done now, so it's got some interesting results that I want to share with you. Now, I told you there was an original estimate, and there was, and that original estimate was for $2,977.30. And that's all the damage you could see. I mean, you could open the gates, you could look at it, you could crawl underneath the van. That's all you could see. And in fact, it had 4 pieces, 4 parts that need to be ordered. Our estimator ordered the parts thinking, okay, let's have the parts here when the vehicle gets here, because we're going to get this job in, going to DFR it, and it's probably going to have most of the part, probably won't need many more parts, may not need any. And here's the parts that we ordered. We got an emblem. We've mirror matched this emblem, and it's good. It's been out of the package. I've put it back in. We've got another emblem here, the XLE emblem. I've mirror matched that. It's good. Or our parts manager mirror matched it. Rear body panel, trim panel that's in this box. It's been out, and we've mirror matched it. Over here we've got the new OEM tailgate from Toyota. Just took it out of the box. Box is right here. No box damage whatsoever. Toyota probably boxes, packages parts as good as anybody. And then take it out of the box. We got about a 2-hour dent here, an hour dent over here. So even though you get new OEM parts, you still always get surprises. The original estimate was $2,977.30. After disassembling this vehicle and taking all the parts off of it to as far as we needed to identify all the damage, the new estimate on this, which is a repair plan, is now $5,234.60. And guess what? The first part we need to repair this vehicle is a part we don't have. This is the rear spoiler that goes on the hatch lid. You can see here it looks really nice. There's no damage to it because the damage on the tailgate was down low. However, when you remove it from the gate, which we have to because we got to transfer it to the new gate, you can see here it's put on with clips, bolts, and double stick tape. So we'll now have to remove all this glue, the tape, and the adhesive and reapply new stuff. Rear bumper reinforcements laying right here. You couldn't see any damage to it. It's got a big buckle in it here. It's got the, here's the rear body trim panel. You can see the hole that's in it. Here's the emblems that we took off of it right here, so you can tell what kind they are. And then this piece here was right here, and it's also broke, so we've now going to order that. This piece here is a rear floor pan, belly pan, and you can see it's got a piece missing here that holds it to the vehicle. It's got a piece missing here, and them pieces are supposed to look just like that there. This is the bumper, rear bumper absorber. And you can see it's just collapsed. It's built to absorb energy, and if you was to put it back on the vehicle, it wouldn't work like it's designed to do anymore. So, if you remember right, whenever I was walking around the vehicle and was talking about mapping, it looked like this bumper cover was repairable. However, when you get it off the vehicle, you can see that it's got damage here. About 18 inches. It's got a damage here, and it's in the textured part of the bumper cover. And anytime you got texture damage, that's not repairable. So we'll have to order a new bumper for this now also. After getting the bumper cover off the vehicle, the rear bumper reinforcement, you can see that the rear body panel on this car is just destroyed. And this is not repairable. It's crushed all in here, and so this is going to have to be replaced. This is actually one of the first parts that we'll need on the vehicle. The other thing that needs to be noted when you're doing a repair plan, if you look at this vehicle has the option of the blind spot monitors, and these monitors set inside the bumper cover and you can't see them. It doesn't appear that there's any damage to the brackets, the control unit, or the wiring on this side or the other side, but the important part here is when this vehicle's all put back together, we'll have to do a post scan to recalibrate and make sure the blind spot monitors are working correctly on this vehicle. It also has auto close. That may or may not have to be recalibrated. It also has a rear camera that may or may not have to be recalibrated. The post scan will tell us if that needs to be done. So we've got this repair plan all wrapped up now. This repair plan is going to go to the estimator. They'll order all the parts we need for it. As soon as the parts come in that we need to start repairs, this vehicle will go in production and get done in just a few days. All right, well, you've seen our DFR stall and you've seen what we do in our DFR stall. I'd now like to introduce you to Michael Caustic. He's our DFR technical writer. And every car that comes in this shop and every car that goes out, Michael writes every one of the repair plans and then send them to the estimators and let them scrub them for insurance compliance and make sure we order the parts from the right vendors, and whether it's aftermarket, whether it's new, whether it's used, we have to go by the insurance rules. But Michael writes every vehicle with new OEM parts and really does a great job on doing that repair plan. I'd also like to introduce Lorenzo. Lorenzo's Michael's assistant. He's the one that disassembles all the vehicles. Lorenzo started out as a detailer, and now he's going to be a future body tech, but right now he's doing disassembles and DFR and just does a great job for us. Well, I hope you enjoyed this today, our little tour of DFR, which is disassemble for repair. I took you through the process, and again, the reason we do this is to improve the performance of our store, our KPIs with our insurance companies, and to better satisfy our customers. What we're trying to do is get the vehicle in as soon as we can and out as soon as we can, and this allows us to do that. It's a very disciplined process, and we do this on every vehicle here at All Line CARSTAR.